Hello friends and welcome to another tutorial on Geeks for Geeks. In this video, we are going to learn about command substitution and shell aliasing in Linux. So let's get started. Using Linux, you can connect two commands in two ways. First is what we have learned in a previous video on pipe operator, that was video number 20 in Linux series, and the second is command substitution. Command substitution is the mechanism by which the shell performs a given set of commands and then substitutes their output in the place of the commands. Let us understand this more clearly with the help of an example. When a command is enclosed with a pair of backticks, the shell executes the command first and the enclosed command text is replaced by the output of the command. It can be considered a case of running a command within another command. The key representing backtick can be located at the top left corner of your keyboard. To consider a simple example, suppose you want to echo today's date with an echo statement specifying the date today is followed by today's date. Using command substitution, you can do it simply by putting the date command in backticks. This expression acts as an argument to this echo. So first, the shell executes the enclosed command in backtick and puts the output in its place. Let's try this on a system. So let's first look at the output of the date command, and you can see that it shows Sunday, May 17. Next, let's have echo space the date today is followed by the date command in backticks. You can see how simply we got this statement, that the date today is and the result of this particular command. You can also use variables to store command and then echo that particular variable. For example, let's say I store the value of date command in a variable named d. Now I simply echo d, and you can see that it has given us the output of the date command. You can generate pretty useful messages using the command substitution. For example, you can use two commands in a pipeline and use the output as the argument to the third command. So in this particular example, first ls is executed, then the output of ls goes to wc minus l and its output goes to echo. And by the way, this particular command will give us number of files in a particular directory. So let's look at this as well in a system. So I'll do an echo space there are backticks ls -l pipe wc -l backtick close files in the current directory, and you can see that there are 14 files in the current directory. You can also use a pwd here to replace current directory. Command substitution is one of the major features of the shell. It speeds up a lot of work by letting you combine a couple of instructions in one. Now let's look at aliasing in shell. The alias command instructs the shell to replace one string with another string while executing the commands. When we often have to use single big commands multiple times, in those cases we create something called as alias for that command. So alias is like a shortcut command which will have same functionality as if we are writing the whole command. Let's look at some examples on a system. Now let's say that I have a long command which I need to type again and again. To prevent that, I can set an alias to that command. Let's assume that I want to set an alias to ls-l. Although this is not a very long command, but let's take this for example. Let's say that I want to simply type ll in the terminal and get the output same as ls-l. So what I can do is type alias space name of the alias, which is ll in my case, equal to ls space hyphen l. Now if I type ll, it will give me the output of ls hyphen l, which is quite cool. As I told you that it will be very useful when you have long commands to type in the terminal. Now to view all the alias you have set in your system, you can type alias space hyphen p, and you can see that these are all the alias which I have set in my system, and this was which I just created now. Also, to remove the alias, you can type unalias followed by the name of the alias. So I have removed the ll alias now, and you can see that it got removed from the alias -p output as well. These aliases are destroyed on when the current session of terminal is closed. We can store these aliases in shell configuration files if we want them permanently to be there in a system. For example, for bash shell, we can write it in bash src file. So I can do a gedit space bash rc, and you can see that we have the file in which there are many commands, and we have alias definitions in it as well. So we can just add another alias here and store it permanently. This will store the alias forever in our system, irrespective of shell termination or a restart as well. To remove it, you can again open this file and edit it. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.